Good morning! Are you feeling very happy? Wouldn't have thought so at the bottom of that vodka bottle. I've had a very lovely morning because I've already got a new acquisition, and it's a little heart-shaped ring with glittery things in it. Somebody left it in that with the coffee. It's now mine. So anybody's lost that, this is it here. Otherwise I'll have to hand it in at the end. So, thank you so very much for coming along today. Time is the only thing in life that we can... Oh no! Oh! Sure, I thought that quite suited me, did you? Thank you. It was fun while it lasted.
We know what to get you for Christmas.
Time is the only thing in life that we can never put back. So once it's gone, that's it. We can't store it. We've all got 168 hours in the week. So the fact that you've chosen to spend today with us is very meaningful. And therefore we have to ensure that you go away wiser than you are when you arrived. Would you agree?
Yes.
Vision is the ability to see invisible things. And I believe that that is why you are here. Because you don't know what's going to go on in the next year or so, and certainly not from next Wednesday. Excuse me.
No, but you do.
Try so hard to get really drunk as well.
We thought this was just the warm-up and then we're going to start again because everybody wants to be in at the beginning of something. And I put on my Facebook yesterday, I love a first, and doing things for the very first time. I don't think there's anything like experiencing something you've never experienced before. So this is our very first Sizzling to Summer event. We started off our January Shake It Up road shows here in this very hotel. And I always have a little thing that Scotland gets left out because they're like north, but that suits me. So we started off Shake It Up in January here, and we're now starting off our Sizzling to Summer here because you're very important. So thank you so much for coming and all the effort that you've made, and do make sure that today you know that this event is for you. We know what we're going to say. We're not going to be rushing off at the end of today. If you want to come downstairs and have a drink or whatever after, stay and chat, that's fine, we've got time, we're not rushing. But you must go away with at least 3 actions that you're going to do as a result of giving you your day. Would you be up for that?
Yeah.
Fabulous. So, for those of you I haven't met before, my name's Nadine Ward, and together with my son and heir, oh excuse me, I do have to just criticise you slightly, some of you, because when I went to Kent, they thought that my son was my partner. And sometimes they think he's my brother. But last night with that naughty Joanne here, she said, oh no, I can tell it's your son. I'm starting to actually think that Kent did have something to offer after all. But anyway, this is my baby boy.
It's because I read up.
Sorry?
I read up everything, I know everything. She stalks you basically.
And this is our 3rd time we've been into Scotland since we've actually taken the show on the road. We lead the Triple L company, which is Lips, Love, Lashes, and we head that up together because very soon I'll retire and he'll take over. And although I've been in the business many years, about 35 years now, I would have had to retire and leave my experience behind. And now, because of Unique, not only can I pass it on to a new generation, but it's also going to be part of my legacy for my family.
You better not be retiring soon.
Like I'm ever going to let her retire.
I know.
Do you actually think she can stop?
No.
No.
I'm all stuck.
More about that in the bar later. Our objectives of the day. Would you be up for this? We'd like to take your business to the next level. Woo! Does everybody feel they've achieved everything they possibly can in Unique? No. Have we got a way to go?
Yes.
Could we add some confidence to your skills? Because we know. But why is that funny, Jen?
Because I've already started.
Well, adding confidence to your skills. That's good. So there's two reasons that people don't come into this business. Either they're scared or they have no confidence, and they get the what if disease. Have you met people with what if disease? Yeah, well, what if I fail? What if nobody wants to buy anything? What if nobody wants to join? What if nobody wants to put? What if nobody wants to buy? What if I end up with a kit and nobody wants anything? What if I do? And it's like, oh, why don't you talk yourself into failing before you've even begun? So therefore, when we can add confidence to somebody's life and build the skill set and take away the fear, I can't see any other reason that they would not succeed. Because we're in a business which is magnificent, where nobody fails ever. They just stop doing what would make them successful. So once we carry on doing things that will make us successful, we're going to be here forever and a day. And as I say, we relaunch next Wednesday evening. So whatever we've done so far and whatever experience we've gathered along the way, this is the new start, and we've got a firm foundation in that. So we're going to learn also how to get the most out of every personality. And I'll tell you a little bit about my visit to Utah. Did I tell you I've been to Utah? I need to tell you that story. But I went with a girl who's also a black presenter. I would tell the story if she was here, but she's not. And she wanted to fly with her. We were all going to fly together. And she said, right, we're going down for breakfast at 7 o'clock, and I'll knock on your door at 10 to 7, then we'll have breakfast, then we'll come back up at 7:30, then we'll get changed and freshen up, and then we'll be back down and ready to get into the cars at like 20 to 8. And I'm like, okay. Now, actually, what I'll be doing is coming down at 7:30 for 10 minutes, I'll be ready, and then I'll be gone. So, but please you help, do whatever you'd like to do that makes you comfortable, but I don't do the box thing. It makes me want to go and explode, because I don't like being told what to do. I've struggled with authority, which is why people said you shouldn't really be in a corporate role, and here I am, not in one. So don't now try and put me in a box, or I might just go. So that's all good, and there's nothing wrong with what she does either for her or me for me, but you are all different. Isn't it amazing that out of the 7 billion people in the world, there's only you like you, and there is nobody else that can touch you? So wouldn't it be great if we could get the most out of every personality, so that we can be who we are, but learn how to get the most from other personalities, making them feel comfortable too. That would be good, wouldn't it? So we're going to learn how to do that. That'll be exciting. Then we're going to be able to work online, but also offline, because these kind of meetings, for example, or home parties, they're not as prevalent as they maybe once were, because it's a social media based business. So if we never want to get out of our jars and we want to do absolutely everything, we can. But isn't it great to have choices? So if we do want to come to face-to-face meetings, if you've chosen to do, if we do want to go and do one-to-one appointments, if we do want to go and meet somebody for coffee, how lovely to be able to do that. So do you think it would be great to have some hints and tips for how to work on and offline?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Oh. And we did open the meeting to obviously anybody in the area, because we do think it's going to be good for you to build a unique support network so that you can exchange hints and tips. In some companies they don't encourage that, because everything you've got is a secret and you don't tell anybody else outside, because then they might be as good as you. Now, with that attitude, how can we go anywhere? And it means that if we were to light a candle with our flame and we lit another candle, we shine twice as bright. We're not taking anything away from our brightness by sharing what we've got, and if we share, then we each have 2 ideas. So how can that be wrong? So we thought that today, by having breaks, by having the networking in there, having a break later on, having your name stickers on, getting to meet a lot of the people, you would then be able to build a unique support network and be able to have ongoing information, hints and tips then. That be good? So, what I wanted to start off with, for some of you who are quite new, and I know that a lot of you will know this, but I did want to just run through it to show you where we're at. Has anybody read Derek's book that he wrote? What's it? You've read it, yeah? Well, it's mainly about Derek Maxfield's journey when he had leukemia, and he was a stutterer as a child, and That was why he went into IT, software and things like that, because he then didn't have to interact with people, he could deal with machines. One of 7 children, and started up in software, and he ended up with a really fantastic software company. Shalane, his wife, liked him, and in the end, because he was so shy, she had to ask him if she could meet him for coffee. And he said, oh, I'm babysitting actually on that Saturday night, so I can't do that. She said, oh, well, maybe I could come. And he said, oh, that would be great, because I can go to the ball game. Not thinking that she would want to spend any time with him. Anyway, the rest is history. They've 5 children now. And he went on after his leukemia to sell his software company, and he made his millions from that. The house that you'll visit in Utah was paid for in cash with the sale of that company. Nothing to do with Unique at all. And when you go into the house, you can go everywhere apart from their bedroom, which is a bit of a worry. But they've got umpteen floors in the middle of the mountains. But you can go on the slide then from the living room, which takes you down to the playroom and the laundry, or just chuck your washing down, it goes on the slide. So you can do that and see all the things that they've actually built up. Now, he then retired age 37. Hello. And obviously didn't know what he was doing, but they were set for life sort of financially. And I don't know the backstory about this yet, but I'm sure we'll find out. That he wanted to help women who'd been sexually abused as children and hadn't had the healing or got over it and felt worthless into their adult life. And because he had 3 daughters, the facts were that 1 in 3 women would suffer sexual abuse as a child, and very often, the majority of cases, it would be from somebody they knew. And he decided to come out of retirement and set Unique up with Melanie, who did his marketing, in order to put the money back into the Unique Foundation. And that is why we're here today, for that reason. So not only is it a company which has amazing products, that's philosophy and mission is to uplift, empower and validate other people, making women feel valued and valuable across the world, but it actually lives it. And when you go to head office and there's a big purple carpet as you go in, and everybody stands up and claps you because you're so amazing that you're actually there, because they say to you when you go to all the departments, without us they wouldn't have a job, and therefore they owe us everything. But I think in real life it's a bit of 6 of one and half dozen of the other, isn't it? Because without the amazing systems, and because of Derek's background, I mean, how many of us are obsessed with that back office? And just to watch the colours going up and ticking it in. And obviously, that was from him selling software to other companies all those years and putting all his expertise into something which is state of the art. So, but the only reason is for this, and I don't know if you saw, have you all liked the Unique Foundation page on Facebook? You'll have seen then that we've just had the first retreat, and it's just finished this week. And the guy who actually is the head of it, they've got 3 full-time staff now, he has a bowl, and it's a cracked bowl, and there's a special word for it in Japanese. But when this bowl breaks, instead of throwing it away, they seam it together with gold. And so all you can see is the beauty of the fixing of it rather than the problem with the break. And that they've built a foundation worth around that, which is quite fascinating, do you think? Is it just me? So why Unique then? It's because of the foundation that we're here. It always will be. It's because that everybody has to take on the importance of women when they get their job in the office. There's lots and lots and lots of men that work in the office, but if they're not prepared to do the uplift, empower, validate and look after us and be kind, don't have the job. We had 33% growth in May over April. We were the top country in the world to still grow, and that was just last month in that. And have you seen the big sign at the side of the warehouse in Utah that says 5,145% growth here? And in 2013 to 2014, the growth year on year was 5,145. Now, no wonder we're the fastest growing company in history. And yet, this is the warm up. That's a bit exciting.
Really exciting.
So, when we started in 2012, that's the royal week, so I wasn't here then. But in 2012, they had a little hole in the wall, and Derek and Melanie and the children packed the orders from this little hole in the wall. They're actually still paying for the first office because of the growth, because they had to sign a lease for so long. But they outgrew it to the offices that they're in now, but they're still having to pay for the first one. And as you maybe know, last November we actually did $29 million in 1 month. That's quite a lot of mascara, I would say. So the state-of-the-art head office will open in 2016. It has a really beautiful feature wall when you go in, with water running down it for it to be free. And it's not because the walls are leaking as they build, it's because we are free flowing and free people, we're not stagnant. And therefore it signifies the freedom and flexibility that we have to be in this business on the feature wall. And that is being built on 6 acres behind the original warehouse. And the foundation will house its staff in there as well. And it will become the central administrative hub for the world. Because obviously, can you imagine how many countries will be opening up next year? So we better brush up on our Spanish and French and things like that, haven't we? So here we are, launching into Germany, which is on the 1st of August. That will be just, I shouldn't say just, but that will be to sponsor people, start to sell in September. And of course, slightly different in Mexico, because in October, we'll sell and recruit together. So therefore, we have people already buying products in Mexico now. And therefore, when we get to the 1st of October, those people will be able to join and sell the product for themselves. So it's a slightly different one with Mexico, because the two things will come together. When people in America actually say to Derek, what makes you so different to anybody else? He says, that's really easy. I enabled an army of women. And that is the only sentence that he comes up with, and how amazing for us to be part of that so early on in the business. But of course, on July 1st, the best is yet to come. Are you ready? I've told you now. So, any questions about that? Were you aware of all those facts? Some of them, no? It's an interactive question. Okay, well let's take a look at some of these ladies who've done something here. And I've got 3 lovely ladies on the screen, Glenda, Katie and Vicky. And talking about going the extra mile with things, Darius and I, on the last day of May, were this far from going to the West Indies, like that. And it was like, it's going to be really close. So we worked about 22 hours that day, going around watching that flipping colour thing. like, where are we up to, where are we up to? So he's in one of the rooms at my house shouting information through. What about this, what about such body's done that, such body's done that. I'm on the thing saying, oh my God, this is that, la 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 la. So he's chucking information at me, I'm doing all this. Right, where are we now? And I think it was about 3:05 in the morning, bearing in mind that we had till 8 o'clock, that it all clicked into place and we actually achieved it.
Wow.
I was more thrilled about. Don't think I don't want to go, I mean I do. However, I was more concerned. You'll go and say, well that's alright. But just to say that I'd done it, and out of the 20,000 people we've got in the UK, there was 2 of us that won, that made me feel, although I have been in the business a long time, that I still had some skills that were still working in the here and now. So for that reason alone, it was so worth it. However, as always, it's a big team effort. And 3 ladies that we have today helped me make that possible. Here they are. And I did offer them a little gift. We took in all the savings at the bank office. That's quite a lie. But you know, anybody got any more orders to put in? So, Glenda, Katie and Vicky, come to the front. Time to stop, isn't it? So wouldn't it be great for these brand new, fresh, lovely ladies to get a tip from them? So is there a question you'd like to ask them, or would you like them to give you a tip? Top tip each. In your own time.
No. Be excited, and if I'm living out that I love the products, and even when I'm talking to my family and my close friends, I love them, and the reasons why I love them, and that I've used them, and that's been speaking volumes, I think, actually coming back to us, because everybody's saying, oh, you're so excited, that's great, what do you think? Oh, what do you think about this? And they're asking me for my tips, and I'm like, Katie?
Katie! Can I go last and still think?
I think I've been passionate about the products, and I wear every single product every day, and a lot of people do comment on my makeup, so, and then I just go further into conversation about it all in the business.
Can you do that?
Yeah. For me, I think it's an attitude of gratitude, because I've really been through the mill, but I always keep positive. And if you have a bad day, just try and find something. And what you've always got is your unique business, and it's, as you know, £69. And I think if we just remember every day that we've got a multi-million-pound business in our hands, £69, you can never ever feel down or want to give up. Just believe in yourself and believe in the company, and just have an attitude of gratitude, because we've got the best 2 sponsors ever. And yeah, it is. And we're really, really fortunate. So
yeah, you're fortunate.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
And I don't know why Katie's gone away, actually, because I did also offer a little gift for anybody who moved a colour. So she went from Fast Start yellow presenter straight through then to pink, and qualified on a new colour. And I did offer everybody who moved a colour to do that. She's with us again today. So massive well done to you, Katie, as a pink. So you can come back now. And I did want Katie just to actually say that she is a massive person for attraction marketing. In fact, the way that she actually built the 2 days here, because Katie came with Glenda yesterday, and the way that she'd written about it on Facebook, I thought, oh, I need to go there, it sounds really good. And she'd like,
I don't tell any lies though, I didn't know true, I just glamorise it.
Yeah, I was going to say, so just give them a couple of glamour tips then.
I mean, obviously never lie on social media, but what you can do is really, turn something into something amazing. So instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to training day tomorrow at Cumbernauld, I didn't even mention where it was. So, it could be, the Caribbean that I'm at. Away for love, and I said weekend, and again it's not a lie, but it was Friday and Saturday, so luxury spa weekend away. Thank you, Unique, as if they paid for it, and again it's not a lie, but it is thank you to Unique that I met. Obviously, well, I knew Nadine before Unique, but again it's just clever wording, never lie, but thank you, Unique. So someone who's maybe thinking about buying my team could think, wow, she's had a spa weekend paid for by Unique. But what I mean is thank you to Unique, because obviously this is possible because of Derek and Melanie, and obviously Nadine and Darius. So
I won't put your pictures on, Katie, to show how drunk you were last night.
no, but then,
I'll show the spa pictures.
yeah, the spa pictures. But then you just say, well, you get paid to have fun, you know. And people, you know, that like a night out, then we'll check them, won't we? But yeah, I just, you know, even if you absolutely feel really tired, or you know, you've got flu or whatever, you know, just never put anything negative on Facebook. Even if you're feeling like it, just fake it till you make it. And you know, our job is to inspire people, so just make sure you do that.
Okay, so before we meet some lovely people, again from the audience, because I will be bringing a few more people up, so don't be scared. It's just backing up, I just need to go now. I just would like to give you 10 life-changing tips. Would you like that? Yeah. Okay. So, things that can change your life, because we can actually change in a heartbeat. And the best helping hand we have is the one at the end of our own arm. And yet we can be our own best friend or our own worst enemy. So when you get up in the morning, who's a morning person? Me. Really? Yeah. I am mine.
Sorry, I'm just doing a bit of traction marketing.
Eh?
Just doing a bit of traction marketing. See, anyone can do this business.
Go and stand beside her.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm just interrupting. Sorry.
And I'm here.
Right, rewind, what did I say?
Who's the morning person?
Oh yeah, that's hideous. So I really admire people like that when they go and say, oh great, I'm off to the gym, it's 6 o'clock. And I was like, but depending on what they say, I mean, what do we do first as a general rule now when we wake up?
Check the phone.
So I mean, we've all got new habits, and therefore the way that we talk to ourselves can be quite limiting. You know, I'm not very good at this, I can't sponsor, nobody's interested, and therefore the body starts to behave in that way, and you really do get an inbuilt belief that it's never going to happen for you. And until you actually change that, yeah, it's no good you looking, Heather, I know. So when we change that and we say, okay, at this moment I don't have as many people in my business as I'd like, what can I do differently? There's nothing in life more certain than change. And therefore, when we make the change, we make the difference. So there's no point, you know the definition of insanity, of keep on doing what you've always done, expecting the results to be different. Why would you do that? Especially, as I say to you, with 168 hours in the week. So what are we going to do differently to make the difference, to make the change? Because the only reason every one of you is not a black status one presenter, we'll talk about that later on, because there's only 6 in the company, is that A, we haven't been around long enough, and B, we haven't got enough people. But once we get the people in, the rest will fall into place. So therefore, that's a skill that we're going to learn. However, until we develop ourselves and we come to appreciate that that's what we deserve and that's where we're going, and we start to behave in that way, think, act, talk, and become the person that you're going to be. What's the level of achievement that would suit you? Bearing in mind you've got a life outside of uni, you've got commitments, you've got other things you want to do. Some people want to sell a little bit of product for their family and friends. Fabulous, do that. Some people want to change their life completely and earn the kind of money that Sherry Brown's earning, who's the only person so far that's on the wall of influence. She's earned $83,333 in a month. Now, she is our top earner currently. Now, is that where you're going? Or are you happy with another £100? It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you a bad person, should you want, because you might have a really beautiful life outside of Unique. You might have a lovely romantic partner that whisks you away every weekend and treats you. Not about that. Okay, so back to learning all the But we can choose, all about choice. But is the position that you're in right now where you're choosing to be? Or has it happened and you don't know how to get out of it? So I'm just going to give you 10 life-changing tips, okay? Number 1, what you think about comes about. So when you say, I'll never get to green, this is not going to happen to me, I can't sponsor, guess what? You're right. Because you will start to behave, and your behavioural level will ensure that you are happy because you've proved yourself that you were useless after all. So, and it's, see, I knew nobody was interested, nobody even joined, spent another month and nobody joined. I told you they wouldn't, didn't I? And I think the funniest thing, I went to a home party with somebody, oh, I can't get any more booking, nobody's interested in booking, not interested in booking. And it's like, no, they're probably not. Because as she stood at the front of the room, I don't suppose anybody wants to book another party, do they? would anybody be? I'm free till Christmas Eve. Any time at all. Yeah, I am quite desperate, you know, I'd love to put any of you in. So because of that, the body behaves that way. And sure enough, at the end of the evening, she turned to me with a big broad grin on her face and said, told you nobody was interested. Oh, funny that. So we don't know what we're doing sometimes, but we know from a very early age that when somebody nods at us, they agree. So therefore, when we speak to each other, the best thing for you to do will be to take a look at what I'm offering you. I've got an international cosmetic business. Teeth and eyes, teeth and eyes. And when we do that, God, the best thing for you to do is change your life. And the thing is, you try to nod your head and say no. I like it. Try to shake your head and say yeah. So therefore, when you develop like one of those, like Simon from near Blackpool, with the nodding dogs that you can have in the back of the car, and it's like, oh God, this will be so amazing, guys. That'll be so great. God, you just need to look at what I'm doing. That'll be so fun. Oh my God, it'll be amazing. You're ready to change that. Would you like a 3-day weekend? Would you want to pay for your children's college fees up front? God, look, this is the right time, you know. 1st of July we relaunch. 8 o'clock. Don't do it. So develop a really gentle nod. And then when you do, the very best thing for you, oh my God, that'll be so fantastic for you. Nothing about me. I don't care about me. It doesn't matter about me. People say that actually, when you're not a bit like, so it's always about you. See, I pretend, you see, it's all about me. But the more people, in fact, it's on the back office, isn't it? To get anything you want out of life, help enough other people get what they want. So never mind, one thing I hate is when I see, join my team, come into my business. Why? Who are you? They don't know. But if it's like, oh, I could show you how to have a 3-day weekend. Where are you going for your whole Skegness? Do you want to go to Skegness this year? Anywhere different you might have fancy. Shall I show you how to do that? That'd be fabulous. What about taking your kids to Disney at Christmas? So, teeth and eyes, gentle nod, all about you. That's going to bring you forward, okay? So what you think about comes about. This month, I'm going to introduce 3 new people into my business. I'm going to need to make a list of about 30. I'm going to approach them in this way. I'm going to do some by email. I'm going to call some. I'm going to private message some. I'm going to meet some face to face. That's what I'm going to do, because when I work the numbers, they'll never let me down. Because when I speak to 10 people, 3 will see me, and be semi-interested, and 1 will join. So that's what I'm going to do then. So I've decided I'm going to move up a level. I'm going to go from pink to blue. Oh, Katie. So I need to double up my business. How am I going to get another 2,000 company wholesale? Right, let's see how many mascaras that is then. How many more people will I need? Where am I going to get them from? So can you see the difference when you start to make a plan, when you have a map? Just like today, you had to know where you were coming to get here. If you didn't, you'd still be on the motorway somewhere, wandering aimlessly. Are you wandering aimlessly in your business? Or have you got a plan, a route, a skill set? You can answer me if you like. So, hello my lovely, come in. Do you need a drink? No, you're all right, thank you. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
She's been on the motorway. Well, she didn't have a map, a route, a plan.
Can I ask a question about that one?
Well, go on then.
If you've made your plan and you don't see it happening,
Yeah.
how do you stop yourself from being like, I need to reorganise my plan, or I feel a bit bad about that?
Well, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you followed that plan enough times to be able to analyse it. So, for example, who can tell me, you ladies that have seen me before, the most exciting word in the English language? The one that earns you more money than anyone ever will.
I can.
I'm glad I've made an impression.
Achieve.
It's a small word,
Yes.
smaller.
You.
That's the one. Shout it out. Shout it out to me louder.
You.
No. No. Shout it out.
No.
Again.
No.
With passion.
No.
Oh, I get so excited when I hear that word. Because the thing is, you know that on an occasion I can be a bit dramatic. And it's like, oh God, wouldn't it be amazing if all these people turn me down, I faint. Or I had to get the paramedics and they had to give me oxygen. Or I might bleed. I might end up in A&E on life support because somebody turned me down. But do you know what? I've never even needed a plaster. I mean, it's the saddest thing in the whole world. And it's like, keep chucking it at me. Because do you know what? The more times people turn me down, the more successful I am. So what I learn is not to ever, it's, oh yeah, but it's not working, nobody's interested, no, well, of course they're not. You know, they can wrinkle and rot in their own universe. They can actually go on their own plan. You've offered to change their life. You've offered to move them on. You want to stay where they are. Well, you be mediocre, but guess what? I'm going somewhere. So therefore, everybody has choices. And the more times people turn you down, and the quicker you work through the no's, the more successful you'll be. And the numbers to work through are, you must listen 21 times when you practice a new skill for it to become a habit. So if you think about the routine you have to make a cup of tea or clean your teeth, you do it in a certain way. If you try to approach somebody in a certain way and it doesn't work, then you've got to do it again and again until after 21 times you have an analysis for what you need to do differently. And part of the ultimate success formula is being brave enough to make the change.
This has got a good saying. If you throw enough shit at a wall, it'll stick.
Yes.
That's all Lily's would. Work the numbers. It's going to be a long session, only I'm having one. Right, okay, quickly then. 2, embrace the setbacks. We learn to love things that don't happen. That is how we grow and build from there. And we embrace it, and sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. And as long as we learn from that and it hasn't gone our way, as long as you know where you're going, to Green Elite Presenter or wherever you're going, that never changes. You will be there. And as you'll have seen the diagram, success is not like that. It's that knotted ball, but we're still going there. So you hold tight on what you do want, not what you don't, and follow the path and all its meanderings until you get there. So embrace the setbacks, learn from every challenge. It's a gift to learn and grow. 3, no limits. Don't get into the only me scenario of, oh, well, it's only me. I mean, I'll never win the cruise. Oh, I'll never win the car. I don't even know what you've got to do to get the car. Oh, well, that's funny. That's probably why you won't get it then. Because once again, you don't know where you're going. How will you know when you got there? So what you have to do is have a no limits approach. How can I take these boundaries off? I'm not in a box anymore. How can I expand my horizons to a no limits mentality and look at actually how far this business can take me? The next one is be willing to change. We've talked about that quite a lot this morning. Be willing to make the change. You're not set in stone. You haven't got concrete boots on. Make a change. Whatever isn't working, let's do it differently. And then reanalyze and make it work. The next thing is don't focus on fear. Where the focus goes, the energy flows. You keep working to a mentality of fear, you will always be fearful. And therefore you are focusing on fear. We have to learn to overcome our fears. And there is a story, which I might have told some of you before, which is the plank. If I got you to actually run across the floor on a plank of wood about this wide, and I said, right, there's a plank of wood here, I'd like you all to run across it. Every time you run across it, I'm going to give you £100. Who would be up? Oh, you. I'm going to take the same plank of wood and I'm going to put it on the roof of this building over to the next one. And this time, it's the same plank of wood, and I'm going to put it between the two rooftops now, and I'm going to give you £1,000. Sorry? You'll take the 1,000. Okay. Anybody else for the 1,000?
Do you have to run up? Could you walk gingerly?
Okay. I'm going to take the same plank of wood and I'm going to put it between two cliffs. And below the cliffs there's lots of jagged rocks and piranha fish and things like that. And this time I'm going to give you $500,000 to run across between the two cliffs. Have we lost anybody so far? Keep your money, right. What about if I put one of your children on one side of the plank and you're on the other? And somebody's going to set fire to the side that they're on.
I think it depends how many people are stood underneath going, you can't do that, you can't do that.
Okay. So can you see that when it matters more, because you might want to rescue your dog or your children or whatever's really dear to you, and if you don't run across that plank now, that's it, they're burnt. Who's going to run across for no money? How silly is that? It's the same plank of wood. What is it you're afraid of? Nothing to fear but fear itself. So, fears are bullies. Stand up to them, they'll go away. Let's make the change. 6.
You know what fear stands for?
False education appearing real.
Did you really ask your mum that question? Like she wouldn't know the answer? Really?
Find the solutions is number 6. Let's take a look. Identify the challenge. What is it that I'm not very good at? What is it? What do I need to improve upon? And then let's take a look. Identify the challenge, and then we can learn and go again to succeed. We can all succeed. 7, take action. How many of us are procrastinators? Oh, I will. So, take action. It's all about massive action. And the ultimate success is massive action, remembering that knowledge is power. Learn what you need to learn, activate it, and then we'll put power into the steps. 8, my favourite book, Questions Are the Answers. Alan Pease. You want to know where you're going? Ask a good question. The better quality questions you ask people, the better quality answers you'll get. Anything you need to know, ask the question. Because sometimes, especially when you're sponsoring, spill a lot of information. Oh, yeah, you've been really good. It's good. I didn't get paid for 3 hours. No, auto should be really fantastic. You're going to do it and you'll get paid. You can move on and get back on hill back, it's amazing. All about them. Questions. Cracky, what would make a difference in your life? What is it that's missing right now? If I could show you a way of actually taking the kids to Disney at Christmas, is that something you'd be interested in? If I could show you the way to change that car for the one you want, could we talk about it? So questions are the answers. 9, raise your standards. There's no thrill in the mediocre. Dream no small dreams, but they hold no magic to stir your blood. Is your blood stirring? Is your adrenaline flowing? The more adrenaline you pump, the more action you'll take. 10, don't sweat the small stuff. And by the way, it's all small stuff. Jennifer had a delay on her order. She got £13. Why cash? She told 2 of the customers that were waiting for products, I'm really sorry, been a delay, I'll give you £5. Oh, she used to do wire cash to help her customers. Clever girl. Small stuff. Oh, my order! Are you a duck or a diamond? The order's late. Takes all this time to cook. Who cares? Sherry Brown, $83,000 Number 1 tip from her, resilience. Whatever is thrown at her, she is resilient to it and finds the way round to overcome. Clever woman. So, do you think out of those 10, you can find 1 or 2 that are applicable to you that you could start with? Which is your very favourite one?
No one is.
Nodding, teeth and eyes. Very favourite.
Here we are.
You just had 2,000